Richard Rawlings just made a move that shocked the Texas restaurant industry. Gas Monkey Icehouse opens May 6, 2025 in the Colony. 8,000 square feet at Grandscape, the massive development anchored by Nebraska Furniture Mart on State Highway 121. This isn't just another venue. This is a calculated risk after years of closures and setbacks. Gas Monkey Live shut down in 2020. Gas Monkey Bar and Grill changed ownership in 2021. For 3 years, the brand existed primarily through merchandise and nostalgia. Now, Rawlings is back. Partnering with the same developers, financed by Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. The question, what's driving this comeback, and what does it mean for the Gas Monkey legacy? Gas Monkey Bar and Grill opened in Dallas in 2013. The physical embodiment of the brand Rawlings built through Fast and Loud and the garage itself. The venue wasn't just a restaurant, it was proof the brand could exist beyond television screens and garage bays. Fans could walk in, order a burger, and feel connected to the cars they watched get built every week. The expansion strategy came next. Gas Monkey Live launched as the Evolution, a concert venue that pushed the brand into entertainment beyond automotive culture. Live music, events, a space designed to keep the Gas Monkey name relevant when the cameras weren't rolling. Behind the scenes, Kaufman was the technical backbone, the fabricator who gave the garage credibility. While Rawlings handled the business and the cameras, Kaufman handled the metalwork, the engineering, the craftsmanship that made the builds legitimate. The franchise model followed. Licensing deals spread the Gas Monkey name beyond Texas. Restaurants in other states, merchandise lines, partnerships that turned a garage into a recognizable brand across multiple industries. Revenue streams multiplied. The venues supported garage operations. Television production brought visibility. Licensing brought passive income. The model seemed sustainable. Multiple income sources protecting against failure in any single area. The peak moment arrived when Gas Monkey represented both automotive excellence and entertainment empire. Rawlings had built something bigger than custom cars. He'd built a lifestyle brand with physical locations, media presence, and national recognition. But empires built on multiple fronts face pressure from multiple directions. Gas Monkey Live closed in 2019, the first major venue failure. Operating costs, licensing complications, market saturation, the reasons stacked up. The entertainment expansion that seemed like the next evolution became the first casualty. Financial pressures revealed themselves. Running multiple venues requires consistent foot traffic and strong margins. One slow quarter can spiral into debt. One failed concept can drag down profitable operations. Gas Monkey Bar and Grill changed ownership between 2020 and 2021. Rawlings stepped back from day-to-day operations. The venue that started the physical expansion was no longer under his direct control. The pandemic accelerated existing vulnerabilities. COVID-19 restrictions hit hospitality hard. Venues already struggling with operational costs faced mandatory closures and capacity limits. The timing couldn't have been worse. What the closures meant. The Gas Monkey brand was contracting, not expanding. The multi-front empire was pulling back to its core, the garage, the merchandise, the name recognition built over years of television. For 3 years, the brand existed primarily through what had already been built. No new venues, no new expansion announcements, just the garage operations and the legacy of Fast and Loud, which ended in 2020. Kaufman's departure from Gas Monkey Garage marked the moment the foundation cracked. The split happened between 2017 and 2018, and it wasn't just about one fabricator leaving one shop. Kaufman was the technical credibility behind every build that mattered. While Rawlings handled cameras and business deals, Kaufman handled the metalwork that made those deals possible. The chassis fabrication, the engine swaps, the custom work that separated Gas Monkey builds from basic restorations. The split wasn't quiet. Kaufman wanted creative control over the builds. He wanted to slow down, focus on craftsmanship, build cars that pushed technical boundaries instead of television deadlines. Rawlings wanted brand expansion, more venues, more licensing deals, more revenue streams beyond the garage itself. In interviews following his exit, Kaufman described feeling overshadowed by hierarchy and tradition. The statement revealed the core tension. Kaufman saw himself as an artist working within corporate constraints. Rawlings saw a business that needed to grow beyond one person's creative vision. The immediate impact hit viewer perception. Questions emerged across forums and social media. Could the garage maintain the same build quality without Kaufman? Was Gas Monkey more about marketing than metalwork now? The technical foundation that gave the brand legitimacy was walking out the door. Fast and Loud continued without him, but the dynamic shifted. New fabricators joined the team, but they weren't Kaufman. The builds continued, but viewer trust took damage. The garage's authenticity became a question mark instead of a given. Then Gas Monkey Live closed in 2019, the first major venue failure. The concert venue that was supposed to evolve the brand into entertainment beyond automotive culture shut down after just a few years of operation. Operating costs exceeded projections. Licensing complications created legal and financial pressure. Market saturation meant competing with established venues for the same crowds. The reasons stacked up until closure became inevitable. Financial pressures revealed themselves through the closure. Running multiple venues requires consistent foot traffic and strong profit margins. One slow quarter can spiral into debt. One failed concept can drag down profitable operations elsewhere in the empire. Gas Monkey Bar and Grill changed ownership between 2020 and 2021. The venue that started the physical expansion, the proof that Gas Monkey could exist beyond television, was no longer under Rawlings' direct control. He stepped back from day-to-day operations as new owners took over. The pandemic accelerated vulnerabilities that already existed. COVID-19 restrictions hit hospitality operations hard. Mandatory closures, capacity limits, supply chain disruptions. Every weakness in the business model got exposed simultaneously. Venues already struggling with operational costs faced months of reduced or zero revenue. The timing couldn't have been worse. Gas Monkey's hospitality operations were contracting exactly when the entire industry faced existential pressure. What the closures meant. The Gas Monkey brand was no longer expanding. The multi-front empire Rawlings built through the 2010s was pulling back to its core. The garage itself, the merchandise lines, the name recognition built through years of Fast and Loud. The show itself ended in 2020. Discovery Channel canceled Fast and Loud after 16 seasons. The primary marketing engine that drove venue traffic and merchandise sales was gone. For 3 years, the brand existed primarily through what had already been built. No new venues, no new expansion announcements, no television show bringing weekly visibility. Just the garage operations in Dallas and the legacy of a show that made Richard Rawlings a household name in automotive culture. The question became, could Gas Monkey survive as just a garage and a merchandise brand? Or did it need physical venues to maintain relevance? The Grandscape partnership changed everything about how Rawlings could re-enter the Texas market. Grandscape isn't a typical strip mall. It's a 433-acre development in the Colony, anchored by Nebraska Furniture Mart, a retailer owned by Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett's investment company. The development represents billions in investment capital and a commitment to creating a destination retail and entertainment district. Rawlings needed that kind of backing. Opening an independent venue after 2 major closures would have required significant personal capital and carried enormous risk. Partnering with Grandscape's developers meant shared infrastructure costs, built-in foot traffic, and association with a development backed by one of the world's most successful investors. The financial structure signals a shift in Rawlings' approach. Previous Gas Monkey venues operated under direct ownership or franchise licensing models. The Grandscape location appears to follow a different arrangement, leasing space within an established development rather than building standalone locations. This reduces upfront capital requirements, but also limits control. Rawlings operates within Grandscape's broader ecosystem, rather than setting all terms independently. The trade-off: lower risk, but also lower autonomy. The location choice matters. The colony sits north of Dallas proper, positioned along State Highway 121 in a growing suburban corridor. It's not the urban Dallas market where Gas Monkey Bar and Grill originally operated. The demographic skews slightly older, more family-oriented, with higher household incomes. Market research likely drove this decision. Grandscape already draws crowds to Nebraska Furniture Mart and surrounding retail. The development reported millions of annual visitors even before Gas Monkey Icehouse was announced. Rawlings is betting on capturing a percentage of existing traffic, rather than generating new traffic from scratch. The timing matters too. Announcing in 2024 for a May 2025 opening creates distance from the pandemic closures while capitalizing on seasonal advantages. May in Texas means outdoor dining weather and the start of summer entertainment season. The opening maximizes early momentum. The competitive landscape in 2025 presents challenges. Texas restaurant and entertainment venue markets are saturated. Dallas-Fort Worth alone has hundreds of establishments competing for the same entertainment dollars. Gas Monkey Icehouse needs to differentiate or rely entirely on brand recognition. The Icehouse concept represents a strategic pivot. Instead of full-service dining like bar and grill or concert venue operations like Live, the new location follows a Texas beer garden model. Lower operational complexity, simpler menu, focus on atmosphere over elaborate service. This addresses previous failure points. Gas Monkey Live struggled with booking acts, managing complex event logistics, and maintaining consistent revenue between shows. Bar and Grill required full kitchen operations, extensive staff, and the margins that come with full-service dining. Icehouse strips away those complications. Brand rehabilitation drives the entire strategy. 2 closures and an ownership change damaged Gas Monkey's reputation in hospitality. This opening needs to prove the brand can succeed in venues, not just survive through merchandise and garage operations. Fast and Loud, ending in 2020, removed the primary marketing engine. The show drove venue traffic, merchandise sales, and brand visibility for over a decade. Without weekly television exposure, Gas Monkey relies on social media, past reputation, and Rawlings' personal brand to maintain relevance. Investor and partner expectations create pressure beyond public perception. Grandscape's developers need tenants that drive traffic and maintain the development's reputation. One failed restaurant reflects on the entire district. Rawlings isn't just protecting his own brand. He's protecting relationships with partners who control his access to prime retail space. What's at stake personally? Rawlings' reputation as a businessman, not just a television personality. 2 venue closures can be explained by market conditions and timing. A third failure becomes a pattern. It raises questions about business acumen, decision-making, and whether Gas Monkey can exist as more than nostalgia. Gas Monkey Icehouse opened May 6, 2025. 7 months later, it's still operating, which already distinguishes it from the trajectory that led to previous closures. The strategic differences matter more than the opening itself. First, operational simplicity. Gas Monkey Live failed under the weight of complex logistics, booking acts, managing event production, coordinating sound and lighting, dealing with inconsistent revenue between shows. Bar and Grill required full kitchen operations, extensive staff, and the thin margins that come with full-service dining. Icehouse strips away those complications. The beer garden model focuses on beverages with high margins and a simplified food menu. No concert bookings, no elaborate kitchen infrastructure. The operational overhead is a fraction of what previous venues required. This addresses the core vulnerability that killed the earlier locations. Complexity creates more failure points. Simpler operations mean fewer things can go wrong. Second, partnership structure. Previous Gas Monkey venues operated under direct ownership or franchise licensing models. Rawlings carried the financial risk and operational burden largely alone. The Grandscape partnership changes that equation. Reach Hospitality, an experienced restaurant group, handles day-to-day operations. The developers backed by Berkshire Hathaway provide infrastructure and built-in foot traffic. Rawlings provides the brand and concept, but he's not running the kitchen or managing staff schedules. This distributes risk across partners with proven hospitality experience. It's not Richard Rawlings trying to run a restaurant while building cars and managing a media brand. It's professionals executing a concept within an established development. Third, market positioning. Bar and Grill tried to compete in the saturated Dallas urban dining scene. Live tried to carve out space in a crowded concert venue market. Both faced direct competition from established players with deeper operational experience. Icehouse operates within Grandscape's ecosystem. The location captures a percentage of millions of annual visitors already on site for Nebraska Furniture Mart and surrounding retail. It's not generating traffic from scratch. It's converting existing foot traffic into customers. The demographic fit matters too. The colony's suburban corridor skews toward families and higher household incomes. The beer garden concept serves that market better than a downtown Dallas nightlife venue or a concert hall competing for touring acts. Fourth, brand expectations reset. Fast and Loud ended in 2020. 5 years of distance means Gas Monkey Icehouse isn't carrying the weight of weekly television visibility and the expectations that came with it. The brand exists now through nostalgia and recognition, not through constant media presence. Lower expectations create room to succeed on smaller terms. The venue doesn't need to be an empire cornerstone. It needs to be a profitable location that maintains brand relevance. That's a more achievable goal than what previous venues faced during Fast and Loud's peak. Early indicators suggest operational viability. The venue maintains active social media presence. The website shows current menus and hours. Local dining guides included in Grandscape coverage. These are basic metrics, but they indicate consistent operations rather than the warning signs that preceded previous closures. What we don't see? Major expansion announcements, new licensing deals, plans for additional locations. Rawlings appears to be focused on proving this single location works before attempting broader growth. That restraint represents learning from previous failures. The empire-building approach that led to overextension has been replaced by focused execution on one venue with one concept in one location. The unanswered question: long-term sustainability. 7 months proves opening success and early operational stability. It doesn't prove the venue can survive multiple years, maintain consistent traffic beyond the novelty phase, or generate returns that justify continued investment. Restaurant mortality rates remain high regardless of brand recognition. Most new venues fail within the first 3 years. Gas Monkey Icehouse still faces that statistical reality, but the structural differences in this attempt create better odds than previous locations had. Gas Monkey Icehouse isn't trying to rebuild the empire. It's trying to prove the brand can sustain one successful venue with a sustainable model. That's a smaller ambition than what Rawlings pursued in the 2010s, but it's a smarter one, given what the closures revealed. The empire-building approach led to overextension, operational complexity, and vulnerabilities that the pandemic exposed. This comeback focuses on what actually works. Simple operations, experienced partners, built-in traffic, and realistic expectations. It's not about reclaiming Fast and Loud's peak. It's about proving Gas Monkey can exist beyond that peak. 7 months of operations don't guarantee long-term success, but the strategic differences between this attempt and previous failures matter. Rawlings learned what killed the earlier venues and structured this opening to avoid those same failure points. The legacy question remains open. Can Gas Monkey maintain relevance without Kaufman's technical credibility, without Fast and Loud's visibility, without the momentum that built the original empire? The Icehouse opening suggests the answer might be yes, but on different, smaller, more sustainable terms. Tell me in the comments, does this simpler model represent smart adaptation or settling for less? Subscribe for updates as we track whether this comeback sustains beyond the critical first-year phase.